Prelude to tragedy, the quiet town of Miryang. Nestled in the heart of South Korea, Miryang portrayed the epitome of tranquility and traditional charm. Known for its scenic landscapes and tight-knit community, it seemed untouched by the rapid modernization engulfing much of the country. The town, with its winding rivers and vibrant green hills, promised peace and safety to its inhabitants, a stark contrast to the bustling cities. Yet, beneath this peaceful veneer, tensions simmered quietly, unseen yet palpable. The residents, proud of their cultural heritage and communal harmony, were unprepared for the events that would soon unravel, shaking the very foundations of their beliefs and trust. It was in this unsuspecting locale that a heart-wrenching incident would unfold, casting a long shadow over the community's idyllic life. As the days shortened and the chill of winter began to bite, the town continued its daily rhythm, oblivious to the brewing storm. Children laughed in the playgrounds, elders strolled along the riverbanks, and life moved at its steady, predictable pace. But this tranquility was about to be shattered, marking the beginning of a saga that would capture the nation's attention and stir a whirlwind of emotions across the globe. The spark, a disturbing discovery. It was a cold December morning when whispers of the incident began. A 14-year-old girl approached the authorities, her voice trembling with fear. She revealed a heinous crime by her peers. The town was in disbelief. Such horrors were unheard of. Authorities launched an immediate investigation. Community's disbelief turned to horror as details emerged. More victims came forward, painting a picture of prolonged suffering. The victims shared stories of threats and betrayal. Police confirmed multiple suspects, all minors. Miryang, once innocent, was thrust into an unwanted spotlight. The crime challenged the community's perceptions of safety and trust. The descent crime unfolds. As the investigation deepened, the extent of the crime became horrifyingly clear. Over a period of months, the group of perpetrators, consisting of middle school students, had orchestrated a series of assaults against their classmates. Utilizing social media and mobile phones, they coordinated and executed their plans with chilling efficiency, exploiting the trust and innocence of their victims. The motivations behind these actions were complex, rooted in a toxic mix of peer pressure, a desire for dominance, and a profound lack of empathy. The perpetrators, emboldened by their initial successes, grew more audacious over time. Their actions, once confined to threats and intimidation, escalated to physical violence, leaving a trail of psychological and physical scars on their victims. The community's reaction was one of shock and disbelief. Parents, educators, and local authorities struggled to comprehend how such a tragedy could have unfolded under their watch. The pain was palpable, the betrayal deep. The victims, once vibrant and full of life, now bore the weight of their experiences, their youth overshadowed by trauma and fear. Echoes of outraged societal and media backlash. The news of the Miryang incident spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of the national media and sparking a fierce public outcry. Journalists descended on the small town, their cameras and questions invasive, their presence a constant reminder of the tragedy. The media coverage was relentless, each headline more sensational than the last, as the nation grappled with the shocking revelations. Society's response was a complex tapestry of anger, empathy, and introspection. Protests erupted in major cities, with citizens demanding justice and safer environments for their children. Social media became a battleground of opinions, where debates raged about the roots of such behavior and the societal norms that might have allowed it to flourish. Amidst this turmoil, the victims' families found themselves thrust into a harsh spotlight. Their pain was public, their grief a subject of national discussion. The intense media scrutiny added to their burden, complicating their quest for justice and healing. The societal backlash, while rooted in a desire for change, often felt overwhelming, overshadowing the individual stories of suffering and survival. Section 5. The Legal Labyrinth, Trials and Tribulations. The judicial process was a labyrinth of legal challenges and ethical dilemmas. The suspects, being minors, were subject to juvenile law, prioritizing rehabilitation. This sparked a heated debate about the adequacy of the legal system in dealing with juvenile crime. The trials were closed to the public, fueling speculation and distrust. Inside, defense lawyers argued for leniency, while prosecutors pushed for stern consequences. The drawn-out proceedings tested the community's patience and faith in the justice system. Details of the incidents were dissected, revealing psychological profiles and systemic failures. The legal outcomes were met with mixed reactions, seen as either too lenient or necessary for rehabilitation. Section 6. Privacy versus public right, the identity controversy. The Miryang incident sparked a fierce debate on privacy versus the public's right to know. Shielding the young perpetrators' identities led to questions about community safety and justice. Advocates argued for transparency, while others warned of lifelong stigma and the need for rehabilitation. The debate highlighted the tension between protecting young offenders and ensuring societal accountability. This controversy reflected broader societal questions about justice, redemption, and media influence. It extended into ethics and human rights, balancing privacy with community safety. Media coverage's impact on legal proceedings and public perception was also scrutinized. Section 7. A community scarred long-term impacts. The long-term impacts of the Miryang incident on the community were profound and multifaceted. The town, once a symbol of peace and community, now carried the weight of this tragedy. Trust within the community was deeply eroded, parents became more protective, suspicious of their surroundings, and the innocence of childhood was overshadowed by a new vigilance. Local schools implemented new safety measures and educational programs aimed at prevention and awareness. These initiatives were crucial, yet they also served as constant reminders of the events that necessitated them. The psychological impact on the victims and their families was severe, with many requiring ongoing therapy and support to rebuild their lives. Moreover, the incident had a ripple effect on local businesses and tourism, as the town's reputation was marred. The community faced a dual challenge: managing the immediate aftermath of the incident and rebuilding its image and internal cohesion. This period of recovery was a test of the community's resilience and ability to come together in the face of adversity. Section 8. Lessons learned, changes and reforms. In response to the Miryang incident, significant changes were implemented at both the local and national levels. The tragedy served as a catalyst for legislative reforms, particularly in the areas of juvenile justice and school safety. New laws were introduced to bolster the protection of minors, ensuring stricter penalties for crimes involving children and better mechanisms for reporting and responding to abuse. Educational reforms were also a key focus. Schools across the country revisited their policies on bullying and harassment, emphasizing the importance of a safe and supportive environment for all students. Training programs for teachers and administrators were enhanced, equipping them with the skills to detect early signs of distress and intervene effectively. These changes, though positive, came with their challenges. Implementing new policies required resources and a shift in cultural attitudes towards discipline and rehabilitation. The reforms sparked debates about the balance between punitive measures and educational approaches to behavior management, reflecting broader societal questions about how best to nurture and protect young individuals. Section 9. Reflections, the moral and social implications. The Miryang incident, while a deeply local tragedy, echoed far beyond its geographical confines, raising profound moral and social questions. It forced a national introspection about the values being imparted to the younger generation and the societal structures supporting their development. The incident highlighted the potential disconnect between technology's rapid advancement and the slower pace of ethical and social education. The tragedy also prompted a re-evaluation of community responsibilities and the role of families, schools, and local authorities in fostering environments where such events are less likely to occur. It raised important questions about the nature of justice and redemption, particularly in dealing with juvenile offenders, and the role of the community in supporting victims and ensuring such tragedies are not repeated. The broader implications of the incident for societal values and behaviors were significant. It served as a reminder of the ongoing need for vigilance, education, and empathy in nurturing and protecting young minds. The reflections prompted by this incident are likely to influence policies and community approaches for years to come, underscoring the importance of collective responsibility in safeguarding the welfare of all members of society. Section 10. Conclusion. Looking ahead with hope and resilience. As Miryang continues to heal and rebuild from the scars of this tragedy, The journey ahead is one of cautious optimism. The community, having faced unimaginable challenges, has shown remarkable resilience. The reforms and changes implemented in the aftermath of the incident are testament to the community's commitment to ensuring such a tragedy never repeats. Looking ahead, the lessons learned from the Miryang incident must continue to inform national discussions on juvenile justice, community safety, and the ethical implications of media coverage. It is crucial that these discussions translate into ongoing action and vigilance, ensuring a safer, more aware society. The path forward is not without its challenges, but it is paved with the collective efforts of individuals and institutions dedicated to change. Miryang's story is a poignant reminder of the fragility of community trust and the enduring strength of human resilience. In remembering this tragedy, the hope is not only to prevent a recurrence, but also to build a stronger, more compassionate society for future generations.